Lesnar's face.
Yeah, I'm Chucky excited.
This is where Lesnar kills him.
Main event of Battleground, Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Let's just cut right to the chase. Undertaker's back. Holy shit.
Woo, Shaw called it.
You did, man.
Yeah, that was even before the rumors started going around, or at least the ones that I saw.
Yeah, but to be fair, Sean's been saying this every time there's been a Brock Lesnar.
I have. But, it's eventually going to happen, won't it? Let's be honest.
Sean's like, Orton versus Sheamus. I think Undertaker's returning.
Yeah.
Sean, what do you want to change for your fantasy league team? I don't know, but I think Undertaker's returning. Still, though, I mean, I didn't think that was necessarily how things were going to go down. I thought that Triple H was going to be involved, and I thought that they were going to be setting up Triple H and Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. I never thought that John Cena was the next way to go. So I figured if Undertaker would return at all, it would be, something. Maybe he would return at SummerSlam, or maybe he would return like building up the Survivor Series or something like that. Because by now you don't really expect Undertaker to show up at all. He's a one.
In a way like that, it was best to do it then.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely excited about that. Shit, I might actually be able to put it up on the video here, but
it's really almost a shame that those damn photos leaked this weekend. Because it like the photos of him like in the gym, that's what sparked all the rumors was that photo surfaced. Like, fucking internet and dirt sheets ruining wrestling again. Like, imagine that was just a 100% genuine surprise.
That would have been great.
Yeah. No, you still get them every once in a while. And I didn't put a whole lot of stock in it. I thought it was just kind of like, so what? He's training.
Yeah,
like
but it plants
that
seed of what if. And then it happens, and it's like, oh shit, it happened. Oh man, why did I know about it?
That's
like
true.
the last time I really genuinely remember this feeling was Royal Rumble 2008 when John Cena returned.
That was
like there was not an inkling in my mind that John Cena would ever be there.
I don't know. I think there was something.
The last time I was it wasn't a return, but last time I was generally surprised was when the streak was broken, WrestleMania 30.
That got ruined for me, unfortunately, but that's a personal thing.
I got really surprised when Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were challenging for the U.S. title.
Yeah, okay. That's a smaller scale, but yeah, those were fun little surprises. You're right.
I don't think it takes too much away for it, though, because I think the bigger problem with this is just how it ended with, like, the no contest. Because I was watching it with a group of people, and, like, a lot of us have been wrestling fans for our entire lives and stuff like that, so we know how everything kind of goes and stuff like that. But some of the people that weren't too much into it were still kind of like, wait, so who wins? Where's the referee? And it was just kind of like, oh, they just do this every once in a while where, like, I think it was Dane, was like, all right, so this is an episode of Raw?
Well, like, forget the referee not being. Where the hell did Seth Rollins go?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that I wasn't too fond of. I think that should have been, like, Rollins could have crawled over and pinned Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't have hurt Lesnar, because nobody would have been like, oh my god, Lesnar lost to Rollins, he looks so fucking weak. No, he lost to the fucking Undertaker and Rollins. And Rollins just kind of scooped up and went like, oh, I'll take advantage and I'll pin him, and,
Another thing that I didn't like is that I understand, the Undertaker comes back. That's what the commentary team's going to talk about. But they did they even bring up, I didn't go back and watch it again, about where did Rollins go? What does this mean for the title? It's like,
no, of course it's not important to the narrative.
As the audience, I'm wondering, okay, so what is this? Is this a no contest? What does this mean for the title? And they don't even mention, it's just like, oh, it's the Undertaker. Forget about everything else.
I don't know, Sean, what was the result of the match?
I understand it was very important, but it was what?
Yeah, Lillian announced it on Raw. But whatever she announced, it's the law. Mm-hmm. I want my points, damn it.
You thought.
Give me the points.
And also, like, just not to make this all an Undertaker conversation, I want to not be on one thing again like we were the last one. This match was way below expectations in general. From, like, the opening bell up to the dong.
The dong.
Not 3 dogs. There's 1 dog.
Gotta be careful when you're using Seth Rollins.
Now.
Gotta be careful when you're using Seth Rollins and dong in the same sentence.
Especially after the conversation we had off the air about Finn Balor. Audience right now is just like, I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's terrible knowing these people. But
Yep, that's-
yeah, this was not as good as of a match as I thought it was going to be, but I still enjoyed it. I mean, it was still kind of fun. It could have been a lot better, though. And I think that one of the reasons why it wasn't as good is because they obviously already knew what the ending was going to be. So it was just kind of like, let's just like kill some time before Undertaker comes out. I don't like when that happens, and I'm going to sound like a real, like, oh, come on, really? I don't really want to see Undertaker versus Lesnar at SummerSlam as much as I think they thought that everybody would. Like, I'm interested. I do want to see it. I think it's cool that they did the brawl. I think it's great that Undertaker came back. But you know what? If you were that pissed about it, why didn't this happen at WrestleMania?
I thought he covered that pretty well. Like, on the night of, I was a little confused, but, like, he said he just tried to go on, and, like, unfortunately, he was goaded back because they wouldn't shut up about it. They just kept saying it over and over and over, and bragging and bragging and bragging. I guess it makes sense.
It does, but at
Good
the
enough
same
for me.
time, I'm like,
You know what does? You know
They
what
were
the
both at WrestleMania 31. If he was going to come back and interfere, then why did he wait so long to do it? I don't get that.
Well, I'll tell you what the biggest crack in the logic is. It was after the first match, well, I guess the second match that Triple H and Undertaker had, and the next year when WrestleMania was coming around, Undertaker was like, Triple H, I need to face you again because I didn't beat you good enough.
right. Which I still think that they never should have had Shawn Michaels to then Shawn Michaels to then Triple H to then Triple H. I'm like, shit, you missed out on a couple of good matches there. That should have been Shawn Michaels. Maybe if Shawn Michaels really wanted to do that retirement thing, then that, and then one match with Triple H, and that's it. Then moved on to somebody else.
You want us
Whether
to
it was
worse
Sheamus
metal?
or Ryback or Wade Barrett or whatever the fuck, I don't know, it doesn't matter. But, and he makes a big deal about it with, like, the Brock Lesnar thing. And we're just, like, that's going to just pop up randomly at SummerSlam. Like, Undertaker's been a non-entity for 2 years, for the most part. And Brock Lesnar's barely been there. So, out of the blue, it's just kind of like, it reminds me sort of the mentality that they have when people keep saying, well, we should get Brock versus The Rock for the title at WrestleMania. And I'm like, fuck no, I don't want to see that. Like, if you want to do Brock versus The Rock, you could do that at SummerSlam. And that's why this, like, it's good that Undertaker and Lesnar's happening at SummerSlam instead of WrestleMania, especially for the title and stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, well, how much focus do you want to put on the people that aren't there that often?
So, what if the reason we don't see The Undertaker as much is because as he becomes a more ancient spirit, it's becoming harder for him to transport into our realm. So that's why we don't see him as much.
He's just kind of going
Then
away.
why doesn't he just get on his fucking motorcycle again and stop being a Dark Lord?
Well, because Nick Cage took it from him.
Oh.
I'd like to see incorporeal Undertaker popping up every once in a while. Just like, hey, what's up, everybody?
Undertaker's look is not very pleasant right now.
Shit, that hair. Goddamn.
The hair, it's like at that awkward middle phase where it's not quite short hair and not quite long hair.
He needs to take the little
It
things
was-
that
it's
Sheamus
better-
has on his chin and add it to it.
It's better than his WrestleMania 20 hair, which was awkward, but it's still not good.
Is that the year he came out without a hat?
No, he came out with the hat for the Kane match, but the whole entrance was awkward. It was just like, oh look, it's the American Badass wearing a trench coat.
It was the one he fought Edge. That's the one he came out without like anything on his head. It was so awkward. He's so used to seeing things there. But besides the weird hair on his head, what about that hair on his body? He had like a super like fuzzy back and shoulders, like you saw it like glowing in the light. It
Yeah,
was
just
weird.
wait till the next match where he fucking bites the turnbuckle. Tony got it.
Yeah. Took me a second though. Undertaker, I've said it before, Undertaker's my second favorite of all time. Anytime that he shows up, I'm going to be happy about it in at least some capacity. So the idea of Lesnar and Undertaker, like, that's cool. I'm going to be interested. I'm going to most likely like the match a hell of a lot more than the WrestleMania one. Let's just hope that there's no fucking concussions. But
Maybe they wanted a do-over. Maybe that's all this is.
Maybe it
Maybe they
is.
wanted a do-over.
For some reason, I thought he was going to go, maybe they want a concussion.
Yeah, maybe they want to get a concussion. How about that?
I wouldn't be surprised if Brock Lesnar did. He's like, yo, you got a concussion. Let's return the favor. Let's go.
Lesnar doesn't have a good track record with WrestleMania and concussions, so Undertaker's got one in a match with him, and didn't he knock himself out in the first 30 seconds of the Triple H match?
Well, it's SummerSlam, so maybe that'll take away the element of a concussion.
Yeah, true.
Maybe this time it'll be something worse.
Brock Lesnar does have a much better track record at SummerSlam. Won the title there.
Yeah, he beat The Rock
CM
there. He
Punk.
beat John Cena.
That's where Suplex City was born.
No, that was
See, that would've been
WrestleMania.
good.
Wasn't it?
No,
Oh.
when he suplexed Cena a gajillion fucking times.
No,
That's
wasn't the first
SummerSlam.
time that he said Suplex City WrestleMania, though?
That's what he said
Yeah,
it, but I mean, when the suplex and
Oh, yeah.
Brock
The,
Lesnar being
German
synonymous.
bomb.
the suplex, the domination, yeah.
When it started replacing every move in his repertoire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go, Cena!
Oh,
my
Cena's
God,
got-
I
Shut
fucking
up, you
hated
know what?
that little
Like
kid.
that.
He would not shut the fuck up all match. And it's like, and another German. Let's go, Cena! And another German.
I love how it's like, Cena's got 5 moves. Oh, look at that, he did another German suplex.
Suplex,
hang on.
bitch.
He doesn't just do those. Look, he just did a belly to belly. And another
Come on.
German.
I think the worst thing about the 4 just dumb matches when they're ever gonna get Undertaker and Cena at Mania, so at least a good quality
You know
one.
that.
There's still
I think we're going to
that.
get that. We're totally going to get that at some point.
I
They
think
can't
we
not
ta-
do that.
That's going to be Taker's last match.
I think so.
It's just
I'm still
stupid that
thinking
it
we're
wasn't
going to
on
get,
that streak.
no matter what, I'm thinking we're getting Undertaker staying at WrestleMania this year.
So you think at least 2 more out of Undertaker then for Mania matches?
Well, who are you putting Cena against at Mania then?
This is kind of a shot in the dark. I think Roman Reigns, maybe.
That's what I was going to say. Heel Roman Reigns.
Or you could do a heel Dean Ambrose like everyone's been throwing out there recently.
It all kind of depends on who's got the title. And I think that the thing that confuses me the most, there's been a lot of things this year that have been really I didn't see them coming. I totally thought Triple H and Rollins was happening at SummerSlam. And Sheamus being the Money in the Bank is something I never fucking expected. So if Rollins keeps the title, I think we're getting the Shield, that whole triple threat thing. And then if John Cena's got to be fighting somebody else, then I don't have a clue who that would be. But
Hopefully Lesnar.
Jushin
If you want to
Thunder
freak out the
Liger.
internet, if you want to freak out the internet again, you could just have it be Cena, and when Sheamus catches in that briefcase, exactly. That'll get butts in the seats.
Cena
I don't
Rock
know. I mean,
3.
it's tough, but shit, I don't know.
And what's that? You just have one cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase, and I've seen it win the Royal Rumble. What are you talking about?
This
That
is
sounds
a very
pretty easy.
easy. This is a very easy spot for John Cena at WrestleMania. You bring up an NXT guy and he ruins his career.
Makes sense.
Well, damn it!
Who should it be
Give
this
this guy a
time?
raise.
Make it Sami Zayn.
I'm looking at you, Bull Dempsey.
Wouldn't it be great? If he's just eating fucking a shit ton of food backstage, and Cena's like, "I'm kicking your ass." What?
Then- He's sitting there with a bowl of Fruity Pebbles. No, I actually like this, John. It's actually really good. Yeah, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you at WrestleMania. Aren't we friends?
So, after Undertaker, where do you go with Brock Lesnar?
Well, he's gonna be off TV for a while. most
Yeah,
likely,
off
so.
TV until building the WrestleMania, I think.
What do you do with him for Mania?
You take a wrestler that can take a German suplex, and he wrestles Lesnar.
I think there's 3 options. Maybe there's 4.
At the same time?
If they can't do this Triple H, Rock, Stephanie, Ronda Rousey thing, then maybe that Rock and Brock thing. I really don't want to see that, and I really don't think it's going to happen. We could see Kevin Owens maybe, if they still don't fuck him over too much. Maybe if they try to take him babyface, maybe him against Sheamus. And
If he's back, Daniel Bryan.
I don't think Bryan's done. But The only other one, the fourth,
He will
like,
be after Brock's done with him.
the lowest out of the options, I think, would be Randy Orton.
Ugh.
And that's not a match that I have a whole lot of faith in. I think that's just kind of, I don't know what Randy Orton would do either. So maybe they would just like sacrifice Orton.
Randy
Really,
versus
I wouldn't
Brock would
mind
be
that.
fun.
I wouldn't mind that for a lower pay-per-view, but not WrestleMania. Do that as like the Royal Rumble match preparing for WrestleMania.
I mean, shit, for all we know, there could be like 5 injuries that screw everything up for the rest of the year, and we end up getting like some really odd matches.
We can hope. That's normally the best time in pro wrestling.
And you never know, somebody might quit after the day after the Royal Rumble again.
What do you mean we might? That's exactly the moment we're in right now.
Well, if we get 5 more, we're, you know.
I mean, we already have like 20.
To be quite honest, there isn't that many people who are important that are injured. Daniel Bryan, but fuck, he isn't important anymore.
We have an Uso that was kind of important. Now look at
Well,
the
he
division.
Actually, shockingly, Uso's probably the biggest injury they have right now.
Eric
The
Rowan
latter,
screwing up
Tyson.
the Wyatt family thing.
Tyson
Yeah.
Kidd breaking up Cesaro and Kidd.
Goldust
No, the
can't
only
even
thing-
do anything with Stardust anymore.
The only thing Kid's breaking up is his neck.
Well, at least he didn't break his neck and die. That would have been terrible.
Almost did. Apparently,
He almost.
he's like the 5% that didn't.
Sami Zayn is down. Now Hideo Itami is as well. What if they really had plans to bring up Bailey with the rest of those girls?
Mhm.
That was taken
Yeah,
out.
but they got Jushin Thunder Liger. They'll be fine.
Dude, that makes sense.
That always pisses me off that his name's not Justin. Like, I can't get past it. I'm always like, Jushin. God damn it. Anyway, any last thoughts on Rollins and Lesnar and this whole situation for us wrapping up Battleground?
Oh yeah.
Justin Thunder Liger is awesome.
Yo, Seth Rollins is the worst book champion of all time.
Of all the times.
Of
What about-
all time.
What about The Miz? He was made to look weaker than Jerry Lawler.
What are you talking about? The Miz beat John Morrison and Jerry Lawler
He
And
also
John Cena.
beats
and John Cena.
at WrestleMania, especially.
Yeah, well, Seth beat Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns in a triple threat match.
Yeah,
You're
by
still-
cashing
was
in
that
Money in the
WrestleMania?
Bank.
And still did it.
Well, he did beat Dean Ambrose clean. For the most part.
Ooh.
Ambrose was really hot around that time. I don't think it's as bad, but I mean, they do need
Well,
to start changing him up.
If you think Ambrose is hot, you should vote for him on the smarkoutmoment.com sexiest male wrestler.
Shameless plug.
I think I'll probably vote for Kofi Kingston, but nice plug there. So, all right, that's it for Battleground, guys. Leave those comments. I've been saying that, but I definitely want to remind you about that because I want to know what you guys thought about all these different matches and what you think is going to end up happening for SummerSlam. Is Rollins booked that poorly? Do you want to see Rollins versus Cena? What's happening with Lesnar? Shit, throughout the WrestleMania things too, because I'm curious about what you guys would want to do for that. And that'll kind of play a little bit into what we're going to do next week, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that in the next part because we have one last thing for us to do on this episode, and that is the WWE Fantasy League. So stay tuned for part 11. We will be right back.